You think you want success. Either you are designing your future or you are letting someone else decide it for you, and the difference starts in the first minutes of your morning thought. Most people never realize how much power those few quiet moments hold, but I do, and I want to show you something that is silently pushing you forward. If you have created everything for yourself, have taken the path of growth, and ask you, is this for you? And before I tell you where you are looking at it, I want to see how far this message goes. Random affirmations are based on the fact that I build some of the hardest companies, which have changed my thinking forever. And if you are passionate about living your best life and have made growth your goal and are serious about creating the most meaningful, then this video is for you. But you don't want the sleepless nights. You don't want the humiliation. You don't want to be alone in a room crushed under the weight of your own ambition, with no one clapping, no one watching, and no guarantee it'll ever work. This is the truth about success, the part no one posts on Instagram. Let me tell you about a boy from Pretoria, South Africa, who barely spoke to anyone in school. He was bullied so badly that he once ended up in a hospital for 2 weeks. He had no superpowers, no fame, no connections, just a mind that wouldn't stop dreaming. His name was Elon. He was when he coded his first video game, sold it for no party, no Young Genius Awards, just a boy typing on an old computer in a small room filled with silence. He kept dreaming by he left his home country, moved to Canada, and started washing dishes and cleaning boilers to survive. You think success is flying private and sipping champagne, but real success is scrubbing floors when everyone else is partying, because you see something they don't. He transferred to the University of Pennsylvania. No car, no cash, just books and a fierce obsession with physics and business, and then something snapped. He realized the world was broken, the internet was slow, banks were a joke, and nobody was doing anything about space travel, the thing he had loved since he was a kid. So he dropped out of his PhD at Stanford. After just 2 days, people laughed. They called him arrogant, delusional, stupid. He said nothing. He just started building. He built Zip. It failed. He tried again. It almost failed, but then it worked. Compaq bought it $4 million. Elon was, you know what he did next. He slept on the office couch, even after becoming a millionaire. No fancy house, no wild parties, because his hunger wasn't about money. It was about impact. He launched XCOM, which later became PayPal, a revolution in banking. But then something dark happened. The board of his own company fired him while he was on vacation. Imagine that you build the future, you pour in your soul, and they stab you in the back when you're not even in the room to fight for it. That moment would broken of people, but not Elon. He took the money from PayPal and did something no investor, no advisor, no sane person would recommend. He bet everything. Million on rockets and electric cars. Everyone laughed again. They said he was a fool. SpaceX will fail. Tesla will fail. SolarCity dream on. And they weren't entirely wrong, because for a long, brutal stretch, they did fail. Rockets exploded, cars didn't ship, stock prices crashed. He nearly ran out of money, and everything was burning. Elon said, I had to decide, do I keep Tesla alive or SpaceX? I didn't have the money for both, and so he did the unthinkable. He risked it all, every single dollar. His friends begged him to stop. His health was collapsing. His marriage was ending. He cried in interviews. You think success is beautiful? No. It's ugly, it's lonely, it's eating stress for breakfast and swallowing fear for dinner and doing it again tomorrow. But Elon kept showing up. That's the real difference. He didn't succeed because he was the smartest. He didn't succeed because he was lucky. He succeeded because he refused to quit in December with only one rocket left and Tesla on the edge of bankruptcy. SpaceX succeeded. NASA awarded them a $1 billion contract. Tesla found last-minute investors, and just like that, he came back from the dead. You see, this is the part nobody shows you. The part where everything is falling apart, where the pressure makes Your lungs burn where you're bleeding, crying broke, but still moving forward. This is the truth about success no one wants to hear. It's not about applause, it's not about motivation, it's about pain tolerance. It's about being so committed to your vision that you're willing to be misunderstood, mocked, hated, and still choose to build because your purpose is louder than their laughter. Because you're not chasing comfort, you're chasing greatness, and greatness always comes with a cost. Let me ask you a simple question. How much pain are you willing to take for your dream? Most people fold when the world says no twice. Elon Musk, he heard no 1,000 times, and every time he said, "Watch me," after things didn't magically become easy. Sure, he had a NASA contract and a small Tesla lifeline, but now came the real test: deliver results or lose everything again. SpaceX had to prove they could send cargo to space cheaper than governments. Tesla had to manufacture cars, not just concept designs, but real working vehicles. You think that's fun, glamorous? No, it's waking up to problems every morning. It's investors screaming at you, engineers quitting, media mocking you. Tesla was called a scam. SpaceX was called a billionaire's toy. The pressure crushing the risks. Life-threatening. One day Elon stood in the Tesla factory at AM. His team was exhausted. Robots weren't working. Production was failing. He didn't yell. He rolled up his sleeves and slept on the floor for months. No hotel, no house, just the factory, because he knew something most people don't. You can't ask your team to suffer if you're not willing to suffer more. Leadership is sacrifice. Success is sacrifice. There is no shortcut. There is only sweat, blood, and years of obsession. Meanwhile, the media continued to drag him. Hayes unstable, Hayes reckless, Hayes a danger to investors, and the worst part, he couldn't respond because he was too busy building. You see, people love the idea of Elon Musk, the memes, the interviews, the rockets, but they forget the man almost died to get here. He poured every ounce of his life force into these companies, and for years the world gave him nothing but doubt in return. But then the Dragon capsule docks with the International Space Station, a private company, not NASA, not Russia. A startup founded by a man who had no aerospace background. History was made. Then came the Model S, a car so fast, so beautiful, and so quiet that it shocked the auto industry. Tesla didn't just survive, it shattered every expectation. But here's what nobody tells you: even after success, the pain doesn't stop. The stakes only get higher, the spotlight only gets hotter. One mistake, one misstep, and the world turns on you. That's the real truth of greatness. It's lonely at the top, because very few have the stomach to stay there. Elon took on oil giants, government regulators, short sellers, and his own investors. He wasn't trying to be popular, he was trying to drag humanity forward, kicking and screaming. If he had 2 self-driving cars, reusable rockets, brain-computer interfaces, Martian colonies, ideas so crazy that even geniuses called him insane. But that's the secret you have, to be just insane enough to keep going when everyone tells you to stop. Because if you wait for permission to change the world, you'll be waiting forever. Success doesn't come from playing it safe, it comes from risking your name, your money, your health, your peace of mind, and still pushing forward even when you're broken. That's what Elon Musk did, and that's what no one wants to hear. They want the shortcuts, the steps to millionaire mindset, the fake hustle culture on TikTok. But real success, it's waking up at AM to bad news. It's being sued, criticized, doubted, while still building. It's launching a rocket, knowing it might blow up, and doing it anyway because you believe in something bigger than yourself. And that belief, that's the only fuel that never runs out. There's a moment in every great life where the world says, that's enough, you've won, you can stop now. And most people, they do. They retire, they relax, they protect what they've built. But not Elon Musk, because to him success was never the goal, purpose was by now. SpaceX had landed rockets, not just launched them. Tesla had flipped the auto industry upside down. Most people would have stepped back, celebrated, cashed out, but Elon, he looked at Mars and said, we're not even close. He looked at traffic in LA and said, what if we go under the city? He looked at the human brain and asked, what if we could merge with AI? He started the Boring Company. He built Neuralink. He bought Twitter and turned it into X, trying to reshape free speech and global communication, and still people laughed too. Much too fast, too chaotic, but that's the thing about people who are obsessed with solving the world's biggest problems. They're never understood in real time, because they're not following trends, they're not chasing applause, they're pulling the future into the present, no matter the cost, but the truth that cost is brutal. Elon's personal life suffered. He lost friends he faced lawsuits, public scandals, burnout. In one interview, he was asked, what's it like being you? And his voice cracked when he answered, it's not as fun as it seems. I don't think people would want to be me. Let that sink in. The man who changed electric cars, who launched rockets, who might put humans on Mars, wouldn't wish his life on anyone else. Why? Because success at that level isn't freedom. It's a burden, a responsibility so big it keeps you awake at night, not because of fear, but because of urgency. And yet he still shows up every day, every battle, every storm, because when your mission is massive, your pain must be bigger than your excuses. That's the truth. No one tells you success is not about being the best, it's about being the last one standing. After the burnout, after the betrayal, after the silence, it's about holding the line when everyone else has gone home. Elon didn't become great because he's perfect. He became great because he never let failure define him. He made peace with chaos. He found clarity in noise. He chose to suffer on purpose because he saw something in the distance the rest of us didn't, and now he's not just a billionaire. He's a builder of eras, a man who proved that the future isn't given, it's earned by grit, by pain, by total devotion to a dream no one else can see. So the next time someone tells you they want to be successful, ask them, are you ready to be hated? Are you ready to be alone? Are you ready to cry in silence and still get up the next day to lead? Because that's what it takes. The truth about success isn't glamorous, it's war, and those who win, they don't do it because it's easy. They do it because they refuse to stop. If this story moved, you subscribe to the channel, because this isn't just about Elon Musk, it's about you. It's about what you're willing to endure for your vision. And if you're serious about chasing greatness, don't miss the next video. It might just change your life.